Guys, I'm Anya Roy. Today I will teach you about SST Civics Chapter 4 Key Elements of Democratic Government. Now we can start with the NCERT book. South Africa is a country that has people of several races. There are black people who belong to the South Africa, and there are whites who came to settle in South Africa, and Indians who came as laborers and traders. Maya Naidu, an 11-year-old girl, South African girl living in the town of Johannesburg, was helping her mother clear up her old boxes. Then she saw an album of a boy that has many pictures of him. Then she saw many things of that boy. She was curious. She asked her mother, "Mom, what are these? Who's these belong to?" Her mother said, South Africa was earlier governed by apartheid laws. This is a boy who was killed by a policeman for no reason. Maya was curious. She was shocked, as any police why would kill anyone without any reason? She asked her mother. Then her mother told, apartheid means separation on the basis of race. South African people were divided into white, black, Indian and colored races. According to the law, these races were not allowed to mingle with each other, not either to live near each other or even to use common facilities. Maya could not believe her ears. Maya's mother sounded angry when she spoke about life under the apartheid laws. Then we will move to the another page. Hospitals were separate and so the ambulance. An ambulance meant for the white people was well equipped with modern facilities, but for the black was not. There were separate trains and buses. Even the bus stops were different for blacks and whites. Non-whites were not allowed to vote. The best land in the country was reserved for the white people, and the worst land was available for the black people who belonged to South Africa only. That's not fair. Thus, blacks and colored people were not considered to be equal to whites. One black township was the southwestern township, Soweto. Hector Peterson lived here, and he and his classmates joined the protest against learning the Afrikaans language in the school. This was the language that the whites spoke. Hector and the other school students were being forced to learn this language, but they wanted to learn their own language, Zulu. The South African police beat up the protesters mercilessly and shot at the crowd. One of their bullets killed Hector. This was on 16 June 1976. Note the date as it is important. The African National Congress, a group of people who led the struggle against apartheid, and their most well-known leader, Nelson Mandela, for the apartheid system for several years. Finally, they succeeded, and in 1994, South Africa became a democratic country in which all the people were equal. Now, we will talk about the important question answers, and we will proceed further in the chapter. These are important questions. Lesson 4, Key Elements of Democratic Government, Question Answers. Question 1, explain the apartheid system. Okay, we will answer in a systematic way in points, as it is easy to learn. First, apartheid means separation on basis of race. Second, South Africans were divided into white, black, Indian and colored races. Third, according to the law, these races were not allowed to mingle with each other, to live near each other, or even to use common facilities. This is very unfair. They were not allowed to use common facilities also. An ambulance meant for the white would always be well equipped, while one meant for the black people was not. There were separate trains and buses, even the bus stops were different for black and the white people. Non-whites were not allowed to vote. This basically means that they were not equal to each other. Okay. Explain the struggle. Second question. Explain the struggle of South Africa to gain independence. Answer. The African National Congress, a group of people who led the struggle against apartheid, and their most well-known leader, Nelson Mandela, fought the apartheid system for several years. Finally, they succeeded in 1994. South Africa became a democratic country which all the people were equal to each other, if they are poor or they are Dalits. So we are over with the story and we will start with the common and the main chapter. Now we will talk about the participation. Why do we have regular elections? Anyone know? You already read in the previous chapter that people make the decisions in the democracy. Through voting in elections, people elect leaders to represent them. These representatives take decisions on behalf of the people. In doing so, it is assumed that they will keep in mind the voices and interests of the people. Discuss also this. Look at some of the newspapers and discuss some elections that you have may read about. Why do you think elections are required after a fixed period? All governments are elected for a fixed period. In India, the period is 5 years. Note this, the period of elections in India is 5 years. Once elected, government can stay in power only for that period. If they want to continue to be in power, then they have to re-elected by the people. This is a moment when people can sense their power in a democracy. In this way, the power of the government gets limited by regular elections. Other ways of participating. Elections are usually held in once 5 years. Besides voting, there are other ways of participating in the process of government. People participate by taking an interest in the working of the government and by criticizing it when required. In August 2005, when a particular government increased the electricity, people expressed their disapproval very sharply. They took out rallies and also organized a signature campaign. The government tried to explain and defend its decision, but the people opinion and withdrew the increase. The government had to change its decisions and had to responsible to the people and less the bill. There are many ways in which people express their views and make government understand what actions should they take. These include dharnas, rallies, strikes, signature campaigns, and etc. Things that are unfair and unjust are also brought forward. Newspapers, magazines, and TV also play a role in discussing government issues and responsibilities. Now we will move further to the question answers. Oh, wait a second. I have to move further to the chapter once again. While it is true that democracy allows people to participate, it is also true that not all sections of people are actually able to do so. Another way for people to participate is by organizing themselves into social movements that seek to challenge the government and its functioning. Members of all the minority community, Dalits, Adivasis, women and others are also able to participate in the government. Oh, we are over to the chapter. Now we will move to the question answers. Now you have read the chapter. Now you can find answers on your own. I will tell you the important questions and find the answers on your own. First important question: explain the apartheid system. Explain the struggle of South Africa to gain independence. These are all long answers. You have to give a long and appropriate answers to gain marks. Explain the struggle of South Africa to gain independence. Second important question. Third important question is, what are the various ways in which people participate in their own government processes functional of the government? Most important question and the most long question. Write a short note on untouchability. Untouchability, you all know, we have read in the Panchayati Raj chapter. What are key elements of the democratic government? Why do conflicts arise? How rivers result in conflict between different states? What action does the government take to ensure that all people are treated equally? These are the important questions I have told you then, and I will tell you some facts of matter, words that matter, and some important points. Let's go further by the full marks book. Key elements of the democratic government. Facts that matter. Apartheid. It is a policy or system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race. One of the main groups that humans can be divided into according to their physical differences, for example, the color of the skin. Representatives. The person elected through people's voting right to take part in the system governance. Participation, people's involvement in the process of government. Conflict, differences between people in various castes, culture or creed. The conflict may arise in the name of religion, region, language, etc. Resolution, solution of the conflict or a firm decision to do or not do something. Now we are over with the chapter. Now I have told you the NCERT textbook questions and we are over. I will upload videos every once in a week. Thank you. Have a nice day and do your work properly. Stay healthy, stay fit, stay nice. Bye.